Take 1083 and action. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to Getaway with Eb and Trey, where we love to talk about all things RVing, especially to people who look like us. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am Eb Outlaw. My husband is DJ Trey Love. He is the DJ. I am the writer. That's why I got this ink pen in my hand. Good morning, you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us again. If you are new to this channel, welcome. We encourage you to hit the like button on this video and also to click that notification bell so that you will be alerted each time new content is uploaded. If you're already one of our loyal subscribers, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us each week or every other week whenever we upload stuff. Thank you for coming back each time you get a notification. We could not do this without you, and we are so appreciative that you come back and hang out with us. Before we get started, I just want to say hello and give a special shout out to my friend Tanya, who has been my road dog since high school. Tanya is responsible for us having our very first RV trip of the season. Tanya invited us to her 8th annual Kentucky Derby party, which was at Hodgen Valley Farms, which is a real live running farm in the Greensboro High Point area. She asked Trey if he would be her DJ for the event, and of course we could not tell her no. And so we went to her Kentucky Derby party kind of as guests, but kind of as working guests, but it was okay because we had a good time. You guys, that was probably one of the most beautiful places that I have ever been to. Hodgen Valley Farms, again, is a farm with rolling green grass and hills. They have cabins for rent. They have a house for rent. I think it's on Airbnb. And they have the most amazing indoor-outdoor venue. So for this party, Tanya had a nice buffet spread. She had big screen TVs inside and outside so that the partygoers could watch the race. She had a cigar lounge and she gave out cigars as favors. We had dancing. We had music. All of the ladies had on their big old Kentucky Derby hats. The guys had on their seersucker suits. Everybody looked so good. And we just had a great time. And as she would call it, it was Black excellence on display at its finest. So, excuse me, shout out to my friend Tanya and Eddie for inviting us to her 8th annual Kentucky Derby party. I think that was probably the best one yet. And we can't wait till next year. So, in addition to going to her party, the owner allowed us to stay on the property with our RV that night for free. We did have electricity hookup, but we did not have sewer and water. It was fine. It was amazing staying on that property, being able to look up at the stars that night and just listen to the crickets chirping. It was on a farm, y'all. We had a good time. Anyway, so enough about the farm. I guess I have to do another video about that later if y'all want to talk about that. But right now, we're going to jump into today's topic. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about safety. I was inspired to do this video after looking at a Facebook post that a lady put in one of the groups, and she was very interested in getting started in the RV lifestyle, but one of the main issues that she had was she was a little afraid. You know, she said people were crazy, and she wanted to know, you know, what we did, you know, people who are already in the lifestyle, how do we keep safe when we're out here, you know, in these streets? Let's be clear. We all Black folks, you know, up until now, a lot of us didn't even know that Black people was even out here, you know, doing this RVing, you know, camping and that kind of thing. And so, understandably so, if you're really new to the lifestyle and you're not used to doing this type of travel, you're going to be a little bit hesitant, especially in this political climate that we're in. And it seems like, there's a lot of stuff going on. I won't get into all of that, but she has some valid concerns. And so I just wanted to jump on here real quick and give you 3 things that is going to ensure that you will be safe while you out here in the streets in your RV. The first thing that I'm going to tell you is the RV community in general are really good people. We have found people to be really, really helpful. We have not particularly run into any type of racism, people being nasty, or anything like that. For the most part, we found people to be very helpful, very forthcoming with information. If you need anything, people are usually right there. And as a general rule, I'm going to say you're going to be fine wherever you go in your RV and wherever you decide to camp. You won't have any issues. And I think a lot of people who are RVing or who have been RVing for years will probably reflect that same sentiment. But the first thing that I want to talk to you about, as you prepare to jump out there, if you haven't done so already, before you do, the first thing that I'll tell you that's going to ensure your safety is knowledge. Learn as much as you can about your RV, about the inner workings of your RV, how to use your propane tank, how to, drain your water heater when you unhook your water hose, how to dump your sewer tank without getting shit all over you. Sorry, that's a real thing. So you gotta know all of this stuff that you don't think about. This is a house, but this house runs very different than my house in there. So you need to know all the inner workings of this stuff, because the last thing that you want to do is get caught out here not knowing how to use your stuff, and then you're vulnerable because you're out here fumbling, not trying to, not knowing how to use your stuff, and having to ask people, and you're already scared and that kind of stuff. So, go on YouTube, look at as many videos as you can. I was just talking about Facebook groups. You got Black women who RV, because there are a lot of us who are out here RVing by ourselves. There's a lot of single women who are not married and who don't have partners, or who just choose to RV by themselves. So there's a group of us who support each other in teaching each other how to do this. You got African Americans who RV and camp. You got skinfolk boondockers who boondocking is camping without the benefit of having water hookup, sewer hookup, electricity. All of these people in these groups will be able to give you all the information that you need. Go to the dealerships. Some of the dealerships have classes where they teach you everything that you need to know about using your RV. Go to some of the RV shows and learn as much as you can, because as much knowledge as you arm yourself with before you get out there, that's going to ensure that you are safe. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is in order to ensure your safety while you're traveling, if you're still nervous about it after you feel like you done learned everything that you can learn and you're still a little nervous about it, travel with groups until you get comfortable. There's a bunch of us out here traveling in groups. That's how we started. When we first got into the RV lifestyle, the very first time that we RV'd, we rented from a local person, and Arnell Mumford, who is one of the administrators, I believe, on African Americans who RV and camp, he puts together events all the time, and it's a group of them that just kind of go from place to place. He's retired military. I think he's retired Navy. So that's all they do. They plan trips. They they might be in Maryland one weekend, they might be in North Carolina the next weekend, they might be in Georgia the weekend after that. But they do trips, and they charge you a nominal fee, which includes some kind of fish fry or cookout or activity, and then you'll have to pay whatever the charge is for you to camp. And most of the time, from our experience, you could probably do it for less than $200 for the entire weekend, including the food, including the activities, and that type of thing. The people are real nice. You're going to have a good time. If you're going with Arnell, you're going to party, because he's going to have a DJ, or he's going to have some type of live band, and they're going to turn up the whole weekend. So if you want an RV and you don't want to go by yourself, join one of those groups. I will put links to his website and a couple of the Facebook groups in the notes, so that if you're interested in doing that, you can, hang out and travel with them, or link up with some of the people in the groups. We've gone camping with other couples. It doesn't have to be necessarily a large group. Last year we went camping with a couple of other couples that we had met in the Facebook group. It was like three couples, I believe. And we just went to a KOA in the Outer Banks, and we just hung out for the weekend. There's safety in numbers. So if you feel more comfortable traveling in a group, do that. The third thing that I would suggest that you do to ensure your safety, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because this is such a controversial issue right now, but ensure your personal safety. Buy you a gun. I'm comfortable with telling you to buy a gun because I'm ex-military. I've been around guns all my adult life, so I'm not afraid of them. And I believe that it's nothing wrong with having them. Other people might feel differently, but, again, we know what kind of climate we're in. And we know that there are a lot of people out there going out buying up a whole bunch of guns for whatever reason. And what I will say to you about that is, if everybody else out there got guns, there's no reason for somebody to catch you slipping because you don't have one. So you can take that little bit of information, do with it what you will. But the only other thing that I will say to you about, if you decide to go out and purchase a gun, make sure that you not only know the laws in your state where you live, but you also need to know the laws in other states where you're going to be traveling to, because firearm laws differ from state to state. So it's not enough for you to know what your laws is if you're in somebody else's state. The last thing that I'll say to you about purchasing a firearm is, make sure that you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Go to these safety courses, get you some training, learn how to use your firearm, get whatever locks or whatever that you need in order to ensure the safety. Make sure that you do everything, that you do all your due diligence, so that you are not caught slipping in case something happens. So, in conclusion, the three things that you can do to ensure your safety as a new RVer is: 1, arm yourself with knowledge; 2, travel in groups; 3, arm your person. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in with us again. If you like what you hear, once again, hit that notification bell so that you'll be alerted when new videos are uploaded. If you would like to follow DJ Trey, he has a show that comes out every Saturday night. It is a boom bap underground hip hop show. You can find him on beatslabradio.com, or you can follow him on Instagram for information about his shows. He is at DJ Trey, Trey Love, Luv, DJ Trey Love. And if you want information about my books, you can get your copy of And Then I Woke Up Today. And Then I Woke Up is the story of a woman who spends all her time waiting on a man and what happens to her as a result. And I can be found at Evelyn K. Lamar, Lemar, books.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again to Get Away with Ev and Trey. We hope you have enjoyed this installment, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next time.